Enjoy the show. Play on my channel.
And we are currently a go for podcast number 275, if you can believe it, with the Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers Media Network. And, of course, as always, in true on-timely fashion-ish for us, we are the Triforce Podcast, of course, and I am your host, Matthew Bucarell, the Batman, co-host Christopher Bristow, the old man in the Perjanger box above Cardboard Kelly, and, of course, our omnipotent presence that is Stephen Bucarell, Big Brother. And, of course, our mascot hero time lurking around here somewhere. So he's very much... Jesus, that doesn't do anything. We'd like to welcome you all here this week, gang, because we want you to pop on over to pjandwh.com, where you're going to find all of the funny and luggy and nutty moments right up top. And below, you'll actually see last week's Triforce podcast, Dungeon Master with Finger Guns.
Dungeon Master with Finger Guns is a good title.
And then Lugnuts podcast will be popping up there shortly. And, of course, you hop on over to the second tab, you'll see Big Brother streaming Monday to Friday while Janger gaming. I actually got on there for a couple days streaming the Old Republic. Footage is up there. Great stuff. Me and the old man planning to at least hop on there every once in a while on the wall Janger gaming and continue on with the Old Republic because they keep trucking along 10 years in running. We might as well hop
Legacy
on that
of the Sith just deployed, so yeah, we got that.
Well, I still haven't finished it. I put it on the shelf for a while. So I haven't finished any of the actual main stories, but I am pretty far in a couple characters. But it's a nice grind session that, obviously I started over with that, but Big Brother going heavy on the Mass Effect, plowing through the trilogy. And
how far are you into that there, Steve?
The second one, I don't know where we were. It was not.
Are you still trying to 100% it, so you don't have to do it again?
I don't do that. No, I don't care.
I mean, not on stream. Maybe when the game first came out, but yeah, not now. No, that's well past the.
I'm too
realm.
old for that shit.
Yeah, well past that realm, but. It is nice to have this little avenue that you could just hop on over here to the site. Wait, where are they live on? Boom, right there, man. Fucking Twitch and Facebook gaming. We got both of those tabs right up on our webpage, and you can also contact the team. But tonight, we gather here because same devil, new kitchen, a mega live adaptation, a breathtaking Unreal 5 engine experience, and much more on the Triforce podcast. So we start off here with our first story of the night, which is a first look at Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. First one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was great. Across the Spider-Verse, nice title for it. The world got their first glimpse of the following follow-up film to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, an exclusive first look over 2 minutes of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I find it interesting. They're labeling this a Part 1. So there's going to be a Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, and this is the first part of this story. I like how it's setting up that it's going to be more than just having a Kingpin. An exclusive first look at over 2 minutes of footage for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 was revealed as we return to Miles Morales chilling in his bedroom when only surprised by none other than Gwen Stacy in full costume, giggity. Gwen lures Miles out of his bedroom into the Spider-Verse.
Isn't that the singer from the band who married Gavin Rossdale? What's his name?
That's Gwen Stefani.
Isn't that the same person?
Gwen Stacy.
No?
No.
I just
Spider
get my
Gwen.
humans mixed up.
Yeah.
Is one of them- are they
one
both
of them's
real?
fictional. One of
They
them is
both real?
fictional.
No, one of them's fictional. Okay.
Yeah. 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 A bit off.
Both those names kind of sound made up to me.
Hey, you got the first name right, man. That's the impressive part. But Spider-Gwen lures Miles out of his bedroom and into the Spider-Verse, where we get a glimpse of a familiar Spider-Man from the future, Spider-Man 2099, voiced by Oscar Isaac. Obviously, Spider-Gwen, voiced by Haley Steinfeld, who is our new Hawkeye in the Kate Bishop Hawkeye show.
Yep.
So we got that going on, and that's coming along nice. So
See, didn't she try and start to fall apart when she was in this when she crossed over last time?
well, yeah, but now it's
This
completely
relationship's
different.
never going to work.
Well, yeah, but
I
they're
mean,
both
every
going
time
through
you
the
go
Spider-Verse.
to the other person's universe, whatever, you're going to start to deteriorate. So, like,
You just kind of hope another girl
Well,
named Gwen.
that,
I mean,
that
shows
was,
up.
that,
I mean,
that
there's
was the
long
narrative on
distance,
the
but
previous.
this is
That
ridiculous.
was the narrative on the previous one. You know, they developed technology so they don't have to worry
Look,
about.
he has a
you know,
spider tube
Yeah,
right there.
okay,
He's
yeah.
going through the spider
Spider
tube.
tube.
Obviously, different animation is going to be involved in this, which is great. We have showing up here shortly is Spider-Man 2099, but this is the frame. Here he is that they're saying is that this is going to be different Spider-Men that you have met before. These aren't going to be the same ones. So we're getting different Spider-Man in this, which is exciting because the first movie was absolutely fucking bonkers how on point it was. You're like, do we really need a new Spider-Man movie? And then you're like, holy fuck, this was good. And you're like, damn, I can't wait for the second one. You didn't even have to ask, like, hey, you think they're making one? No, you knew after watching that first one.
Yeah, we
they're
knew
making
for a
one.
fact.
You know? And we know that Sony and Marvel are pretty much like chips all in on Spider-Man.
It looks like animating that would be a fun job.
Well, yeah, it looks like that.
Looks like it would be a lot of fun.
It appears to be a lot of fun.
From someone who doesn't have to do the work, it
Yeah.
looks like a lot of fun.
Hey, you just got to do that and that. Oh, yeah, just that 12 hours of work. Thanks,
It's
guy.
like making video games look
yeah.
like it could be a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
realistically,
Uh-huh.
it's just a lot of work and $50 billion, and you still don't have Star Citizen or whatever the hell they're doing over there.
Oh, I think they're past 50.
Whatever. They're doing something. I don't know what.
I don't know. We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Yes.
Miles' story and the Spider-Verse web expands in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse
it
Part
might
1
spurt all over a screen near you.
in October of 2022.
Get all sticky.
You'll get all covered in web fluid.
Got to get that sanitizer. What are they wipe things that clean the screen after?
You might actually, Spider-Man may have another
Any of
lawyer
these jokes working for
just in case that happens.
Monster
Because
screen cleaner.
Kevin Feige in the next story he's talking because Mr. Feige confirms that the devil from Hell's Kitchen in the MCU is going to be none other than Mr. Charlie Cox himself from the Netflix verse. So, Mr.
He'd
Feige,
like to
So
show
we're
up,
going-
but
we're
he
going
has
back
3
to
other
Cox.
jobs at the same
yeah,
time.
it always comes back to Cox on this podcast. Don't you know that?
Charlie's.
Now the last jokes will make so much more sense.
See, a little prelude there. It was just, it's rewatchability is what that was.
Up, down,
Totally,
up. I
totally.
think we just got the title. A prelude to Cox.
I'll allow it. So he
Prelude
drops.
to Cox.
I can't see your face. You're like stalled.
It's okay. It's better like that.
Okay.
Just wait. It's just the internet. It's okay. Your face actually looks fine on our end, so that's great. So
So it's your
Daredevil
PC. All right.
is not just any Daredevil. Speaking to Cinema Blend, Kevin Feige said that Disney seems attached to Charlie Cox. So Disney's attached to Cox may also be the title.
Disney loves
No, we'll get taken down for
Disney.
that.
Disney loves cock. Cock's great, right? Disney.
Cox,
Cock.
yes. Multiple
Doodle-doo.
Cox.
cocking all over the place.
Who mostly recently portrayed the Hell's Kitchen savior from 2015 to 2018 in the Netflix series Daredevil, and the team end up
Disney
team
does
defenders.
devil's cocks.
There we go. I knew we'd get it. If the audience were to see Daredevil in upcoming things, Charlie Cox, yes, would be the actor playing Daredevil, where we see how we see that, when we see that, remains to be seen. So he was very political.
So we see that we've seen...
Says the actor who's playing a blind man.
Exactly.
Let's say what he's seen.
Well, no, this
and
was
he's
Kevin
seen
Feige.
it.
This wasn't Cox. Cox is very silent.
About what he's seen and he hasn't seen because he signed an NDA, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, but
On to the next story.
I do like, with this story, I like how everybody was behind Charlie Cox. There were rumors around Charlie Cox, but Kevin Feige saying, well, if we use him in the future, Daredevil, that character in the future, yes, it will be Charlie Cox. And he has to phrase it like that, because if you go off of any other word track than that, then you confirm the rumors that have been out there. And you're not necessarily putting the focus into, where you're going. So I think he's playing it right when he's going into the media here saying, if we were to use Daredevil in the future, yes, he will be our Daredevil. And people are like, well, hold on. Does that mean that Netflix is canon? It doesn't need to. They just unlocked the door to the multiverse, and you're going to ask a canon question? Who fucking cares? Make the story interesting.
Are they going to use
That would
the
just be,
streamlined canons
like,
or the spiral
His
barrel?
the canon question will just be, hey, it's his origin story. And then the multiverse happened and fuck you.
Because then you could do the Venom. But I don't think they want to really copy, other superhero movies. They want to copy, or pay homage to
Hell's Kitchen does Venom Cox.
different movies. Like now people are attached to Daredevil because that first season was so fucking good. The first season was amazing. You didn't
Yes,
get
it was.
you didn't get the costume. They made you wait until the end of the first season for the costume. And then he lost the costume. And he had to get the guy to make him another one. Like there was this back and forth to where he was still Daredevil throughout. He was the character, and that was the struggle. It was actually putting this person in a real life human and it being great on screen. And this is, people are like, oh, this is going to suck. Who knows if they're going to do it right? And they fucking hit it out of the park. That's why it hurt so much when they cut it. But this is that nice breath of fresh air of Kevin Feige saying, yes, we will use him if we go with Daredevil in the future, which they have to. He's a huge part of Marvel. That's why they tried it with Ben Affleck.
It was amazing. Let's just call it that.
Call a spade and move on to the next spade, which Kevin Feige was actually talking a lot there. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about because it goes right along with the future of the MCU. But he also spoke about, because he's doing the press junket, Nova, and how they would introduce Nova into the MCU. And he, in his quote, he likened it to Black Panther as a great example, to where they were working on a Black Panther standalone and how to drive it in. But the opportunity first appeared in Civil War. So that's where I think we'll probably see Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And that'll lead itself to a Nova movie, probably in Phase 5, bringing in new characters once again into expanding this universe and the storytelling. And that's what makes now the secondary characters that they'll go off of these main choices even more interesting.
Yep.
Especially if they keep going with the same formula, like Shang-Chi 2, which was also confirmed. Not only Shang-Chi 2, but multiple projects in this Shang-Chi little fiefdom that they have going on here, which you could go off of the 10 Rings, going on that gangster vibe that Disney obviously likes with Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. Going into that more, hey, let's see what's going on more in this universe. Turns out people
and the
actually,
Mandarin,
yeah, Turns out people actually do get excited for bad guy shows. Turns out they like Dexter. Turns out they like Legion. They like these misunderstood main characters. Who would have thought?
They also like things to blame as like, we want to see the villain so we can have a good story.
Yeah. And having the main focus of the show being on a villain and the heroes being the protagonist. I know, first off, that Batman generalization blanket covers a bunch of anime. But it's a nice, different viewpoint. You look at Death Note. That's a perfect example of that. The anime, not the live adaptation. But you see Light Yagami, this brilliant kid who just happens to find a notebook to where if he writes down somebody's name, they die. And if he writes down how they die like that. And it's how he tried to get over on the cops. It's such a good fucking story that's what I think will bring a different, refreshing tone to the MCU, especially if they're looking for that viability. To where you can keep going off of these common movie tropes that we've seen. Westerns, samurai films, sci-fi. They're just going based off of everything in the past and learning from the history. How do you see this future as that they're going? Do you see it getting watered down at some point?
I mean, if the content is good, it doesn't matter what they do. It really doesn't. Like, if the story's good and the message is there, I'm all for it. But I just go back to the story just having to be good. You can take liberties all you want if the general message is there. I'm all for it.
I'll put it to you this way. To even more concrete your point, I watched an anime on a restaurant. Restaurant to Another World. Put it in the chat. It's literally an anime about a restaurant. But the story content in there is what drives the narrative forward. That you're like, all right, this is ridiculous. Hang on, this is actually kind of interesting. And then by the third episode, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, because, you're intrigued by the stories that get told.
Yeah. But if they keep that mentality, like anime did, you can have any number of different shows that you want, and this will still be a viable option, It's where people are like, oh, you're going to get tired of it. They still make zombie movies and vampire movies. Two of the oldest, shticks along,
The two of the oldest movie tropes out there.
Yeah. And
that they're still doing. They're just finding different and unique ways to do it. Like, they're converting Last of Us from a video game to a TV show.
Yeah.
And HBO's doing it. So that tells you something.
100%. Finding different things is one way, but also reinterpreting different ways to where that's where like Denis Villeneuve, a lot of older directors, for some reason, people always ask them what they think of Marvel. Like, first off, that's like asking your grandparents what they think of the internet. Why do you expect the answer to be anything different?
That would be impossible.
Hey,
here's what they'll tell you.
Grandpa Greg's kind of racist. Do you think he's still racist? Yep.
And dead.
You know what I mean? Like,
still dead.
Why do you think it's going to be anything different? Like Denis Villeneuve was saying that superhero movies are just, regurgitated other films. Meanwhile, he did a remake.
Yeah, but they paid him for that. So
they did pay him for that.
Glass houses. It's kind of my point.
That's a point.
Just because it's slightly less translucent doesn't mean they can't see you showering.
Okay. Well,
which is a perfect transition to the next story. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That was an okay segue.
That's the next button I need. I'll reimagine. I'll reorganize it to have that one right next to the other one. That was a good segue. That segue needed work. Maybe go back to the board. Well, not lug nuts.
I'm trying. It's not responding. I can't do it, Cotton.
That's the internet.
Just won't go.
Wow.
Well, we could talk about Mazda while I try and load it. They're now having a carbon package.
Yeah. That's funny.
Load.
Yeah, I think everything's just down, man.
Yeah, you could track well, Zoom's still up. I could still see you. Could you?
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Could you toss me
haven't
that jewel
dropped-
pod?
Zoom doesn't use AWS.
There are 47 jewel
The
pods
packet
on
on top of my wallet.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's the story. Quick.
Well, that's
It's
the
please
wrong
don't-
story, but
Oh, for the love of God.
I'm sorry for the love of
No,
Christ.
that is.
No, Peacemaker.
All right. Well, you might want to cover this story while I'm trying to get the next story. This story could end at any moment. The most exciting. Oh, there it goes. It's over. I hope you
Man.
read quick.
So you can
That's
scroll
it.
down. Don't let that fucking load. There we go. Peacemaker releases. This is gonna be a heavily edited podcast.
This one might be one that we just throw out.
No, I could say.
No, he'll save it.
Peacemaker released another trailer. And on a sidebar, are you kidding how many garbage ass podcasts I've made at least viable? One of the most fucking watched videos is the walkthrough of the Game of DVD Exchange the first time. And that was like the walkthrough, and it was supposed to be a whole podcast, which turned out to be like maybe 15 minutes of footage that I could save. And it's still the most watched video on our YouTube. So I can save a garbage fire, sir. You just put it in a vacuum, and that fire will go out. The vacuum being the metaphor of our YouTube, because nobody watches. But
Are we ready now?
people are going to watch this next trailer for Peacemaker. And we're about a little over a month away from Peacemaker hitting our screens on HBO Max, the spinoff of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which I believe there's a rumor out now that he's not the only spinoff that's going to be coming out of that show, which really makes sense for HBO Max because they have the Penguin spinoff, and Colin Farrell is on board for that. There's a lot of moves on both sides of the coin if you still see it that way between Marvel and DC.
Do you see
Yeah.
the folks playing the home game can't see this. Do you see the ad in the corner here? It's an ad for Peacemaker while we read a story about Peacemaker.
Yeah, and
No, I don't see the ad.
a trailer.
You're
Yeah, no.
covering the ad.
You're
but there is-
covering that. but
That's why you're there.
this is more of an in studio joke here, but yeah, no, they're playing the trailer that we're watching. Or no, that was the first trailer. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
first.
they have
They're
an
playing the first
ad
trailer
for
next to the
Peacemaker.
second trailer for Peacemaker. But hey, that's well placed videos. In this
Found
trailer,
your target audience. You got them.
they're driving home pretty much to summarize it. What they're trying to get from this first season of Peacemaker is he says it when he's talking to his dad, to where he puts it cleverly, to where I fucking forget. But it's like a person who's a complete dick turning into a person that you can actually stand. And it's that character development of Peacemaker, because right here,
Why are you talking about us?
yeah, but right here, that's him. He has the scopes on like this kid walking into his school at night, and this guy over the radio is like, "Fire, fire!" And he's like, "You want me to shoot a kid?" And then the woman's like, "I thought you didn't care who you had to kill to, for liberty, for freedom." And he's just like, "I think I'm broken." But this is that process of to where this arrogant dickhead is like, "Oh, I'm broke." He's like, "Nah, bro, you're growing morality. You didn't want to shoot a kid. That's good." But the different kind of people in this is really shaping up to, like, she's probably going to be my best friend during this show, because she seems like that dose of reality that Peacemaker needs, because she kind of likes him, like she's almost like that fan. She's not going to break the fourth wall, but she's going to be the person you most relate to as a fan of the comics. But I'm on board, man. I think that HBO Max has been really doing DC a lot of justice since they've taken the reins over a lot of the stuff that, they did with this. DC tried with their own app, but then just tie everything with HBO Max and you're fine. Now, HBO Max is losing Crunchyroll because obviously Funimation bought them.
Funimation.
So
bought
they're
HBO,
no
or-
longer going to be there on the Maxes, huh?
Yeah, but, Funimation, so just go to the other app. So it's
The
really
other
less
F, you're
eventful.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But that's why it wasn't a story, because it's less eventful when you're already subscribed to Funimation, even though it's kind of an anime monopoly. But with Peacemaker, a lot of the spinoffs.
Well, they haven't figured that out yet, so we're fine.
Yeah, I see a lot of hope on the HBO Max. Because like I was saying, I don't go on Amazon. I go on to Funimation, HBO Max, and most popularly Netflix the most often out of the streaming services. Because HBO Max, they have a bunch of fucking content on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I did check out a couple stand-ups and stuff and pop that on my list and stuff. They have a plethora, a Gaggle, rather, of shit for you to watch. So
A Google, a Gaggle, a Kackle.
yeah. We already found our title, though. But that was close.
Yes, we did.
That was close. But you can check out Peacemaker on the HBO
I can roll them out, man. I'm good.
Yeah. You can check out Peacemaker on HBO Max January 13th of 2022. And now that story that Big Brother already alluded to.
Let's see if it loads.
if it loads. If not, I'll just chop the video for that one couple seconds that you have it in there, and we'll have the audio only. And I'll just be frozen like this. But
You are to me.
thank you and your cold heart. Mega Man, talking about cold hearts, live action movie is coming to Netflix, man. This is exciting. I think that Mega Man live action movie has been in development for years. Finally looks to see the light of day at Netflix, as the film is currently in active development for the streaming service. So this isn't like, hey, flesh out your script. We'll see if we want it. They got shit lined up. They're ramping up for, all right, when are you starting? All right, cool.
More importantly, who plays Mega Man? Who do you get to play Mega Man?
Live
You get a
action?
kid?
You got to go kid.
Or
Do you
someone
CGI in the
short?
face? Do you like Captain Chris Evans that shit with like young Steve Rogers?
No, don't do that.
No, just make it Kevin Hart and we'll be happy.
Damn. I'm actually kind of happy with that casting.
Because you can have
Even though Kevin Hart is like my height, so
That's normal height.
he's just normal
normal
height.
height.
When you put anybody next to like The Rock and Shaq, you're gonna look fucking small.
Mega Man, but then again, Mega Man was the same height as the what was the
Dr. Light,
that guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
Wiley.
the girl
It's just they're just adults. You get any adult to
Roll.
play him.
What's her name?
roll, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the
it's
dog
just
was
you
like-
get like Data.
The dog was kind of like hip level though.
He is a kid, but like he's still adult size.
Yeah, yeah.
They were the same size.
So you could go with like a normal 5'5" person.
yeah, a normal height person.
A bunch of people are like, that's not normal, you short fuck. Hey, it's normal to me.
It's
Don't
shut your
height
face.
shame. We don't kink shame
Statistic.
and we don't height shame.
statistic
You shut your face.
But Mega Man,
within
though?
a standard deviation or two.
Now, if I were to go back, if you were to go back, like childhood stars of the past, who would your ideal Mega Man casting of the past be?
Oh Jesus.
Michael Fox.
My first one would immediately
Michael Fox.
Michael Fox, Michael J. Fox, or Michael.
I mean,
Fox?
without like the the problems he's gotten. I mean, if he didn't have that, like, if you're saying going back,
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I thought that
Yeah.
too. Jonathan Taylor Thomas would be real, like Tool Time era. Jonathan Taylor Thomas would be a perfect fucking Mega Man.
Yeah, because he was right around that time with the Lion King.
Not Haley Joel Osment, the Phantom Menace, Luke,
Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd, yes, Anakin Skywalker, young Anakin.
He was also the little kid in Jingle All the Way. So
Yes, I think perfect Mega Man for that time frame of when he was like.
no, he would make his delivery for some reason is just like too whiny. But you need someone that has.
That's why I almost feel like that would be the most viable option for Hollywood at the time. Like, you want to do what? Fine, Jake Lloyd. God, man,
no.
that movie sucked. Mega Man was such a whiny bitch. feel like that's the choice we would have gotten now that I'm thinking about it. Because that's a good point.
Yeah, if we wouldn't have, we would have been like, don't ever do fucking video game movies ever again.
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman.
No, because no.
I'm picking all the wrong choices now. Fuck
No,
it.
no,
I'm
no.
leaning
I'm
into it.
so. I'm saying Jim Carrey because he's good at everything. He would become Mega Man.
What about some of the kids from
The
Step
Hall?
by Step? One of the younger ones, yeah.
The young
One of those
kid,
kids.
the young guy. What was his name? Brandon. Seems
Yeah,
a
something
white-
like that. Yeah.
Seems like a white kid name, especially
Yeah,
in the
not
90s.
Cody, but Brandon.
No, you know what? Was it Cody or was that another one? Was that
Cody was the one that was in the van who ended up being, whatever. He got in trouble with the law.
90s sitcoms is almost a different podcast we now need to have and just talk about 90s sitcoms the entire fucking time, because there were a lot of ones that you hold treasured in your heart that if you looked at a lot of those episodes, it was trash.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them still hold up, like Home Improvement. What are the other ones that are still on TV that your people watch? Fresh Prince
You
of Bel-Air?
people? Yeah.
You people with
What
the
do you mean,
television.
you people?
You television.
If you have cable, what do you
cable
watch?
people. Yeah. Martin? It's probably still on.
It is. No, I'm telling you, it is. I was
okay.
watching it today. It's
You were
still on.
answering.
It's in syndication.
I was answering. Yes.
Yeah.
Martin.
Oh, okay.
That's-
Martin. All right. I don't mind.
It's always on. Tell you who's still on. Dr. Quinn is still on.
Fuck. Dr.
Really?
Quinn?
Yeah, Dr. Quinn.
Medicine
They
woman?
still play that. They still play Touched by an Angel.
Oh, my
'Cause
God.
my
man.
staff
I
watch it.
remember fucking watching Touched by an Angel.
Yeah, on the original airing.
Like, dude.
That
kids,
was
back in the
Saturday night
fucking
TV
day.
for you right
Like,
there.
dude, kids, back in the day, if we're going back on this 90s
Way
retro
back.
trip, since we're talking about Mega Man, that's
Shows
what
that
you
are
had.
still around.
It was like, oh, what's on? Touched by an Angel. You got infomercials. I don't know.
Yep.
That Catholic guy's on. I don't know. You got Mega Man or this? We'll watch Touched by an Angel. I don't feel like-
Remember, like 95 was the last time that ABC stopped doing the movies on Sunday.
Oh,
Remember that?
Yeah. Movies on Saturday. Man.
Remember, and it was always Disney movies because, of course, Disney owned ABC. So it's like, it was always something
They still do.
Disney related or wholesome related, something like that.
That wasn't a was. That is. I think they still currently own NBC or ABC.
They still own ABC, but they stopped doing the movies on Sunday nights.
Well, yeah, we just talked about fucking Disney Plus a little bit ago. Of course, they got that. Put the movies on that. The fucking Jacques Cousteau one is actually pretty fucking interesting. We started watching a little bit of that, but there's a lot of good shit on that.
Yeah.
But Mega Man, do you hope that it's going to be a true telling, like right on the along the line of the games, or do you want this to do you want them to Sonic this? To
I
where
want it real life.
They tell an
real
original
action.
story.
Real life, real action. So Mega Man looks like a
I mean,
robot.
technically, we already got Mega Man with iRobot, but that's
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, I robot that shit.
If they Ready Player One that, to where you have
if
realistic.
Spielberg
people.
was behind it, I would say okay.
Yeah, but it's
outside of that.
Netflix. And Mattson Tomlin is writing the script.
So
He
is
co-wrote,
Spielberg taking your calls?
he
Can
could-
you give him a call? See
Mattson
what he
Tomlin co-wrote the Batman, the Matt Reeves joint. So he's involved with this Mega Man script. Masa Oka
I would just say leave Mega Man to video games. We don't need a Mega Man movie.
and
says? No, we do.
Well,
It'll be great.
this
You
other
know, we
one,
don't.
Masi.
If you're gonna make it a comedy, make it like a buddy cop thing. Then do Kevin Hart the Rock with everything. I don't care.
that'd
Here's
be
the thing.
horrible.
Listen to the other person involved. Masi Oka, known for Heroes, is attached to lead produce, who has also produced Akira, Attack on Titan, and Live, Die, and
So he's going to
Repeat.
be doing the same show, just with a different concept.
But here's the thing: having Akira and Attack on Titan behind your belt, now going into a live-action Mega Man and Heroes. That show was awesome
he's
for the
gonna
first
create
season.
characters that have special powers.
For the
So
first-
he's making Heroes
Hey
again.
man, first season of Heroes was fucking dope. After that, it was
And guess
shit.
what?
Here's the
Guess
problem
what?
with that show. They never
Mi-
knew
mi-
where they were going. They were just sort of
Milli Ventimiglia.
meandering.
Yeah.
was the one was Mega Man technically, because if all he had to do was stand next to all the heroes and he absorbed their powers through osmosis. So he's got. We're talking.
Get
like,
that guy.
He's
Let's get that
recreating
guy.
heroes.
What's
Look,
he doing?
All this guy has to do is not make the same mistake Heroes did and, like, make Mega Man only able to have one power at a time. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. You already made that mistake once. Retire.
Yeah, don't Michael Myers that shit.
You know, leave it intact. Hey, I only have one. I think I can only hold one. Oh my God, I can hold two. Make them dumb if you want, but don't take away from the character.
Hold my beer.
I made Mega Man really.
That was the dog's name, by the way. Rush.
I remember that. I downgraded Mega Man's software.
Yeah, he needs a.
and you know what? Give me. I don't need Mega Man. I need the X Mega Man X, and I need that story. Because Mega Man is like.
I need The Rock voicing Rush, but not like verbal dialogue. Just him saying "rough, rough," like just dog voices, and have The Rock do it.
Yeah. Could you see Rush narrating Mega Man? Be like, hey, I'm gonna turn into a rocket. Bing.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
That
like,
I would pay to see.
The only acceptable narration for Mega Man, for Rush, would be Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson. Because you either have to have him very pleasant, or you got to have a lot of motherfuckers.
Jump on my spring, motherfucker.
You know? How about my back, motherfucker? I feel like those would be the most appropriate choices for that. But there's talented people involved with this, and it's on Netflix. After the advent of Sonic the Hedgehog and seeing that people seeing that, yes, you can do a video game right if you just give it that proper attention to CGI. I know you don't want to pay that bill. But attention to CGI is important.
Type of multiverse Mega Man between Mega Man and Mega Man X, with how they bring in Proto Man, and then they figure out that they're on the same side.
Leave that for the
different eras.
Leave that for the second season, because then them coming together is the end of the second, beginning to the third. Now you have a fucking
suddenly,
man. Mega Man was awesome. It's up to season 4. That's a good run for a show, to where you have like fans being like, "Yeah, it was solid up to 4." Like Game of Thrones, where after like 4 or 5, it kind of went down.
You got to build it up a bit. Build it up to that it being like a big.
Say that to Rockman.
Yeah.
I'm Cut Man.
You gotta have Cut Man.
Bomb Man.
You gotta have Frog Man.
Look, this is how you really humanize it, okay?
Flash Man.
You gotta have Harry Donut Man.
Look, you really humanize it, okay? You have Cut Man, okay? Turn it to Cut Woman. And then Cut Woman is actually a teenage girl who is trying to starve herself for attention, and she just enjoys cutting. And this is a person you don't beat.
So, Steve, are you going to have Chocolate Man who throws brownies?
Yeah. Over at the Chocolate Brownie, is that what I called it?
Well, that's his fortress.
Yes.
On the front of the fortress.
Have a chocolate brownie and go over to a Harry Donut. All the worst strippers that you've never
I'm Hair
Man.
So Chocolate Brownie Man and Hair Man. We're working
Monkey
on
Pick Ass, Monkey Feces Throw.
we're working on a lot of good different titles.
What was their names? Hair Man. He runs the Harry Donut. And what's the other guy?
What was it? Chocolate Man, Brownie Man.
Yeah, but Chocolate Man.
Chocolate Man throws brownies.
The Chocolate
Brownie.
Chocolate.
The hell I called it.
The Chocolate Brownie is his ultimate move.
Sure. Whatever.
You will never stand this. Chocolate brownie! And brownies fall
and
down
it's now
on the screen.
On sale for 2 for 1.
You got to fucking avoid the brownies as they fall.
Oh, yeah, they're getting 2 for 1 already.
You got to do that.
I mean,
dash.
if I have a fictional brownie place, might as well have a sale.
You're putting the fictional brownie place in Mega Man as a level.
Sure.
I mean, I already got the boss fight figured out, man. The brownies are falling from the sky.
I don't
you
think I
gotta
want to
do
be
the dash jump move to avoid the brownies, and then the chocolate sauce.
No, you have to do the slide move, and then you have to use Cut Man to cut through the brownies. And then you have to change the bomb man to make the chocolate implode on himself.
You got to slide through a tight tube.
Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
some reason.
Yeah. For some reason, yeah. Chocolate
Sounds like a
Man.
fantastic
I don't
voice
like
that
where
need to
this is
have
going.
Julio narrate.
We're going down a dark path, but we're
Yeah,
going
what
on
else?
to-
What else we got? What
Slide,
else we got?
slide,
We're
slip,
going
Is there
in-
something else?
We're going in a different darkness, the darkness of space, where you may find a different ring of death.
The Final Frontier?
That would be Halo, the
Oh,
TV show. If you scroll down, they have a little teaser trailer because the real trailer is going to be announced at the Game Awards.
Yay.
Oh, reload that shit. It didn't pop up.
There's no trailer.
Yeah, no.
I just see you staring in front of Mega Man. That's all I see because you're just like stalled out in front of
I
me.
don't believe it's that one. It should show
Dead
up as a
Island.
tweet.
No.
No, it didn't pop up. Those motherfuckers. Well, at least we got a picture.
Hey, what's going on with Halo?
So Halo over Twitter, Jeff
Hey, you
Keighley,
remember that story?
the Game Awards progenitor, confirmed that the first full trailer for Halo television series will debut during the show, Game Awards this Thursday. So we're going to get our first look at the Halo show. Oh, it's the internet. That's probably why it didn't pop up. Who knows? Internet's acting wonky today.
Could
But-
be a curse.
In the trailer, paired with the brief teaser trailer and this announcement, was giving fans a glimmer of a shot of Marines, Spartans, in a docking bay full of UNSC equipment. And it's the best look fans have gotten of the series yet, though it doesn't confirm much new information about the show. You can find the trailer on Game Rant or anywhere, literally.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Perhaps the most interesting aspect of the teaser is the simple look at the Spartans that will be featured in it. Other than Master Chief himself, there are two Spartans in the trailer worth noting. The first being Kai 125, and the second being Vanka 134. While little is known about them compared to Master Chief, it appears that they will have certain roles in the Paramount Plus Halo series in the future. So regardless of the big trailer debut during the Game Awards, which is already promising other huge reveals on top of the Halo trailer, being able to have the first look at Halo and what they're doing. We got the little glimpse of the Spartan armor. This one gave us a little bit more depth because we got the ship. We got, oh shit, there's all these Marines. There's all these Spartans. What the fuck? So it was almost like that hope you had for Phantom Menace. That's the way I'll put it right now. That's how I feel. To where you're like, oh fuck, we're going where in the Jedi timeline? Oh, it's going to be there? Like, damn, man. That actually sounds pretty fucking, promising.
Yeah.
To where they don't have to even touch the fucking shows. To where here Big Brother, ultimate producer, just picked it up. You got to reload that shit again. It's oh no, it's not.
No,
Wow,
It's
shit.
not a very long.
Maybe they
it's
had
like,
it fucking looped or something. Oh, they're tying everything together or something. Because that was the first one.
This is what
where we saw his
got.
back. But yeah, this show. I gotta tell you, man, I'm actually Paramount Plus. Like, is it $2? I'd join on for $2 or $3. They can't have much on there.
It's probably $9.99.
Because Paramount is Bob's network, right?
Oh, that's a shame.
Yes.
Yeah. So then you'd be able to get the Star Trek as well. I'm okay with calling them Paramount. Paramount isn't taking us down.
That was just a name branding thing.
Yeah. So I'm actually really impressed with Halo, and especially Mega Man, now Halo. We got Sonic. Shit, man. Assassin's Creed, if we can get a TV series for that,
A proper story in TV form, that would be great.
like, look, it's not that I minded the Michael Fassbender Assassin's Creed movie. I had to separate it from like the game and what I knew. You know, you had to treat it like a film.
Well, they tried to. Assassin's Creed is an IP that should not be told in movie format. It is. There's too much content to try to shove into 2 hours.
Well, yeah, no,
Sorry.
completely.
You need to make that a TV show.
Yeah, 100%. That needs to be a TV show just on the fact that it's there. Like you're saying, it's too busy. But how much? Like if it's not, you're not gaining or you're not retaining the attention with, like, you know, a 3-hour Assassin's Creed movie like you would be Endgame or even like a Martin Scorsese film. He can get away with making The Irishman because he's Martin fucking Scorsese. Quentin Tarantino can get away with a 3-hour movie. I don't think you can get away with that right now with a game property. Mm-hmm. And that's really the attention that it would need to do Assassin's Creed right, even in a small narrative.
You look at all the content with these games that they're trying to make IPs for like small and large screen. Most of these IPs, like Halo, that's a 60-hour narrative just on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 60-hour game playthrough. You know, if you're playing on a moderate difficulty level. The same goes for 2 and 3. But like just to get the core story, you're looking like 4 or 5 seasons. Just to set up like the environments and stuff like that.
Well,
you're looking at
Martin,
a season and a half right there.
R. Martin begged HBO to do 10 seasons, 9 or 10 seasons of Game of Thrones, and they didn't, obviously. So, you know, there's still that shortcoming if you try to do that in TV form as well. You have to give it time to breathe. It's been over 200 podcasts, I could say it.
I will say it is an epic tale, but over here it says from a year ago, it'll say the complete saga in 22 minutes. So
there you go. All right. That's fair enough.
To each his own, I guess.
The complete saga you can watch in 22 minutes. Or you can watch
spend 80 hours for 4 weeks and get through it all.
God, you're sounding like a millennial. You can just watch YouTube.
What else you got?
I got a story about something.
Let's make it a musical.
Delicious with A+ Catering. My friend Ayla the Boy and her business partner are making a lot of delicious treats, especially coming up on the holidays. You want to contact them over here, facebook.com/APLUS Tri-State. And obviously, they have all the delicatessens and things that you want to eat right here. They got here in their new stash. Thankful. Their Thanksgiving foods here. Obviously, huge spread and very professional looking. Very elegant dishes as well. So you can hire them now. You just hop on over to facebook.com/APLUS Tri-State. Look at that turkey. That looks fucking delicious.
Here. Yeah.
Foliage and different plates and stuff. They have it all. Somebody else that might have it all.
I'm hungry. Come on.
Well, as somebody said from this next story, ignorance is bliss. And in that scene,
it always is.
There was food involved. If you scroll down, now this I want to hover on now for a moment because this looks like Keanu Reeves. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really close.
Now scroll down. I mean, more than that. But The Matrix Awakens is an Unreal 5-engine experience.
I'm not losing my...
The hell?
Oh, it's Game Informer. You got to give it a minute. Or 15 seconds or whatever it is. But The Matrix Awakens is an Unreal 5-engine experience you can preload now. With the world's return to the Matrix franchise, the couple of weeks away, the time it would take to download this movie on LimeWire in the early 2000s. I just kind of thought that was funny. I thought the author was pretty punny there. Because it's true. Epic Games is releasing a new experience built on its new engine, partnering with the cast and crew of the upcoming film Matrix Awakens in an Unreal 5 engine experience will show off what the new software can do. And that's it. But now,
I know that really looks like Keanu Reeves, doesn't it?
if this is actually like that, it looks off enough to where that could be in-game engine. But dude, that's pretty fucking close to Keanu Reeves. You know what I mean? It's only a little bit off. And once again, I think it's the skin and the hair. They still haven't quite perfected. But you look at how he's speaking here when you're going slowly.
Until you find out that this is a video. And
that's what the author said. He was like, if that's the case, bravo for making me fucking believe that this was in-game, in-engine footage. Because if this is in-engine footage, which we have already seen, that impressive, desert scene when they first announced it, this is the kind of technology we're getting into Unreal 5. I hope we get some semiconductors quickly is all I got to say.
We're setting up a factory. We're thinking about setting up a factory, which is about as far as we'll get.
I was about to say, I'm thinking about a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to get anywhere close to it. But
I'm also thinking about a sandwich.
The sandwich is alive.
Also thinking about going to the bathroom right now.
Okay.
But Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss provided their likeness and their voices and everything to this. And that's always a plus to where I don't remember if they were actually, did they lend their voices to the game?
Well, you mean the previous game?
Yeah, Enter the Matrix, they did?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if all the cast did, because that was a popular thing whenever they moved to any kind
Well, remember,
of film.
there was two video games for, one was Enter the Matrix.
The one that tied into the films.
Yeah, that was Enter the Matrix, and then Path of Neo was the other one.
I didn't play that
I didn't play that one, no.
Oh, I'll find a copy for you that you can play on your PC.
Okay,
It
thank
is worth it.
Okay. I mean, I'm well willing to hop into the Matrix again, because that's what this story is. The trailer for the Unreal experience is exceptionally short, only providing a couple seconds of Reeves.
Actually you controlling Neo and going through the entire timeline with a different ending, and that was on purpose from the Wachowski brothers.
And now sisters. And that is Lana
Can't we
Wachowski.
just call them the Wachowskis and get rid of the Wachowskis?
The new franchise is only involved
they kept the same
one
last
Wachowski.
name, right?
I don't know. I know only Lana is involved in the new reboot stuff, but Lana was also involved with this Unreal Engine project.
They didn't mention her last name?
It only provided a couple seconds of Reed's doing what demanded of him, and a bright white void questioning existence, asking, how do we know what is real? Which some are postulating that it could be him questioning his existence in the Matrix and whether he is really there or not, or he could just be asking
Mr. Anderson,
a philosophical question. You know what I mean? It's hard to read into a 3-second fucking trailer. Let's calm down. But the Matrix Awakens.
But that's the beauty about this kind of storytelling is like we already know the lore behind it, so we don't need the explanation.
That's only because we
just need the question.
We know how twisted
delivery.
We know how twisted this franchise is. And that's what's twisting people's mouths. We know how twisted these fuckers are. We've watched 3 movies of them toy with our emotions. And now we're like, all right,
great.
It's been enough time. I'm willing to have you fuck with my emotions again.
Sure.
I have a bunch of emotions.
15 years.
What you got cooking in there? Let's see.
No, 17 years. It's only been 17 years.
Look, I'm sure my kids will really appreciate all the emotional scarring they'll develop
You
from
know
this.
what? Now that I look at this, his facial hair is really weird.
It's kind of Logan looking.
His lips are really weird.
Yeah.
I don't
His
see your
skin doesn't look right.
At first glance, it's like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves. But now that you got time to look at it, you're like, okay, we're still a bit off, but it's really fucking close. Like, how far are we away from not being able to discern what was actually real or not?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, you look at the updated. We're talking about just graphics in general, like with the Unreal 5. But like, you look at the Frostbite engines with the new FIFA coming out. You look at the hair texture, and just quality of like graphics and definition. Like hair was never ever done right ever in video games. But you look at it on new gen PCs that can handle it. It is night and day difference from like a graphics card like a 1660 versus a 3060.
And
you can see the difference.
Now, I don't say this punching down, but
you are.
Graphically wise, that's the only really improvement that sports games have had recently. We talked about it on the live podcast Podcast for Cats.
Sports games had a stall since 2000.
So now they're looking at, look, you can see all the follicles on his chin from his beard. This is great stuff. Meanwhile,
here's the thing.
You're in the bleachers when you're playing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's where he looks too perfect. You see his facial hair? It's
well, it's because he's breathtaking.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Keanu Reeves.
That's not how hair grows. Hair doesn't. No,
Keanu Reeves is just
they
breathtaking.
just don't. They don't.
That's how he does it.
No is the answer. No.
Just no might be the answer for this next story as well. We'll see more about this Matrix once again at the Game Awards this Thursday. So next week's Triforce podcast, we're going to have a lot more of this stuff. If the trailer's good, we'll show it. But you can preload the Matrix Awakens now on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Once again, I was going for a tweet on this one, which the internet was working before the podcast on this next story. But The Witcher is getting new DLC soon.
Yay!
The Witcher 3, that is. For those out of the loop, this DLC is not going to be impressive like Heart of Stone or Blood of Wine, which, when combined, was nearly 100 hours of new content, rather than new DLC, which is said to be described by the Netflix show, will almost certainly be considerably less substantial. The tease suggests the DLC will be no more than cosmetic content, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. Players may be treated to some proper new content, like new quests and weapons in the future. So testing the waters and seeing, let's see, because The Witcher 3, it was released, fucking years ago. Not quite Skyrim years, but people are still playing it.
It was actually first gen of Xbox One.
Really? I didn't think it was that long ago.
Yes, it was 7 years ago.
Because they have a next gen version coming out. Just all updated.
It's what Cyberpunk's doing. It's what Skyrim's doing.
Yeah. Extras inspired by the Netflix series.
So we'll have to see if this first off, this story is not worth it. I mean, if you're going to be like, I got to get that Henry Cavill as Geralt skin, and that's what's going to make you play Witcher,
no.
More power to you, bud. But
okay, sure.
The more important thing here is, I think with the Game Awards coming up, we might actually see, I mean, if they're smart, Witcher 4, even if it's just a small teaser trailer, like, hey, yeah, bitches, this is our next game, Witcher 4. It's going to be all about Ciri. Look at Ragnarok. We got on the Game Awards, and it sent fans crazy. But that's also because they talked a little bit like, yeah, man, we're going with the Ragnarok theme. It's going to be Kratos. We're going off on this, and we're going for a third one. That's really promising there. So
how cool would it have been if they tied in Kratos into Thor mythology just because of that?
Oh, yeah.
That would have been great.
Well, there's a whole part of mythology to where they had, like, other godly beings that were separate from Valhalla that they could tie that to. And they could keep fucking going if they wanted. Because there's no, like, they're like, we know this. They knew about these people, but we just know their name. That was all the, they knew about them in Norse. We know about them, rather, in Norse mythology.
Yep.
because most of that was oral tradition. That's what happens when you don't have papyrus. But they had papyrus with The Witcher. So we'll have to see with the Game Awards what we're going to get. A lot of people always say, like, oh, we're going to see this and this. And maybe like 2 of their predictions are actually real. To where we know we're going to get The Matrix.
Or legitimate, yeah.
Yeah, we know we're going to get a trailer from The Matrix. We know we're going to get more from the other story I mentioned. What was that? Not Mega Man. Hang on. Scroll up a bit. Oh, Halo. So we know we're getting 2 trailers at least that are going to be like, damn, this is fucking worth it watching this.
I just want that soundtrack to be. I want that orchestral Martin O'Donnell soundtrack behind the Halo series.
So you want them to Cowboy Bebop the soundtrack for Halo TV show? Because that's what they did with Cowboy Bebop. They had the original composer come back and do the sound for the live action show.
It's not Halo without that soundtrack. I'm sorry. It's not Halo without.
I mean, he's still alive, so fuck it. Give him some work.
Yeah, I mean, he's just at odds with Bungie. So I don't know if they settled it or not. But since
that's the heartbreaking point, because then you have somebody be like, all right, we want you to do Halo. Yeah, but you can't really sound like his stuff because, copyrights, maybe go a couple octaves, different couple notes at a certain point.
Well, Martin O'Donnell was
like
smart when he created the soundtrack to Halo because he owns the rights to Halo. So if he came back and did it, he wouldn't have a problem. I think Bungie would put up a fight on it, but I think they've kind of settled their beef with each other because their stuff was over Destiny.
Well, that's an interesting point, though, because an important part to memory are your senses, right? And that's smell, sight, hearing. Not smell for some of us in the Triforce, but
I don't.
I mean, I remember playing that. I remember getting an actual CD of the Halo 2 soundtrack. It was just.
But the soundtrack is what
you play that with a home theater system. You were just in awe of the little nuances of everything, of like where the sound was coming from and what his ideas were.
And that's what solidified it in your mind and made that such a memorable experience, because the soundtrack was almost like a choir. It was so it was holy, It added to the ambiance of this sci-fi
there are certain
adventure.
songs that you will always remember. Like, for example, you and I will always remember One Wing Angel from Seth Ross theme.
Mm-hmm.
We hands down, regardless of what version it is iconic.
We might have even had
Halo
a remix
2.
of that on one of our earlier podcasts. We use a lot of
Halo 2, iconic.
Yeah,
it's
just the intro screen to Halo, Mass Effect,
Diablo 2 and Diablo 3.
Yep.
The soundtrack with that kind of bluegrass, kind of
Crazy
playable
Taxi.
thing. Yeah,
Crazy Taxi.
That had a set.
Jet
Set Radio was another one.
Yeah. That was the kind
Streets of Rage had
of
Rage had their own soundtrack. Sonic had their own soundtrack. And the Green Hill theme was carried over from the first Sonic to the movie.
But let us not forget the GOAT, Grand Theft Auto.
Chatterbox.
It's the only radio station to listen to. And GTA 6.
It is the only radio station.
I swear to fucking God, Rockstar, you better have fucking Laszlo.
He doesn't work for the
you
company
need
anymore.
Laszlo, but the person who does Laszlo kind of is at odds with Rockstar.
So
that's why you gotta mend the bridge, man. Lay down the Bifrost and get this motherfucker back. We need Laszlo.
Look, they're very creative over there. They'll think of something.
I'm telling.
It'll be
I
great.
don't care if you call him Fazlo. I need somebody like Laszlo. I need a Laszlo.
No. Just make a Fernando. Make a Fernando show.
Yes.
On.
You know what? I'll accept Fernando. I will accept Fernando. Fernando would be, I would listen to more of him and
that would be the next one up.
and his polygamy. I will definitely go with Fernando. So we have another choice with our end segment. End off this podcast. I went with the one that I've been pushing off for a while. It's just a nice go-to in a pinch. But what actor would you have a Force Ghost conversation with? coming off of like, I mean, I would even
Do
go.
they have to be dead?
I mean,
don't know
Obi-Wan,
too many
Yoda, and Qui-Gon was.
Did they come back? You said was?
Well, they,
What,
they
actor
still
or
are.
character?
Oh, they're
Like,
still dead.
That's
Oh,
different.
Okay.
I mean, I thought actor, but like what, famous actor that you've watched, like John Belushi. How could you not want to have a fucking conversation with John Belushi?
Mine
He's
would
a
be
Force
Robin
Ghost.
Williams, hands down.
He's a Force
Robin
Ghost,
Williams, hands
so
down.
he could do a line of Coke blow right in front of you. It's fine. Robin Williams is another one that.
Yeah, I mean, for that kind of question, you kind of need 3. I think 3 is a good number. For me, it would be Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder.
Ooh,
Done.
Okay, couple comedians there. Gene Wilder is a really good pick because he was so fucking influential. Especially like Comedy Central in the fucking 90s. They played all of his movies.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Oh my god, that was such an amazing movie.
Yeah.
And then fucking, well, I mean,
But if you give me 5, I'm gonna say John Candy. Spaceballs, fuck.
yes.
Uncle Buck.
Oh,
you know?
fucking John Candy. But you know who my ultimate that I would go to? Chris Farley.
I was gonna say that too because of Beverly Hills Ninja and Tommy Boy and Black Sheep and
Tommy Boy was one of those movies to when that hit VHS, me and Big Brother were fucking reciting that shit.
oh yeah.
That Black Sheep, Chris
Everyone
Farley.
was.
You were because that's what we did back then.
Was.
You recited movie quotes, god damn it.
But we're all talking so
This was
the
before
inherent nature in us is just talking we're all we want
comedians,
to talk
yeah.
to comedians. George Carlin would be one.
I thought Carlin, but then I was like, what am I really going to talk to Carlin about?
Yeah, so what
I
do we
did
do?
have that thought. Like Farley, dude, I could have so many fucking crazy story conversations.
I would
with him.
love to
It'd be
talk to
awesome.
Phil Hartman. That's for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
But just for to kind of flip it, an interesting take on just his life. I would love to talk to Christopher Reeves. Why not?
Yeah, that's a great one, man. Christopher Reeves. Also, you can't mention him without saying Adam West.
Yeah, Adam West would be also a good one because he's had a career.
Or Adam
But
Wee.
like Roger Moore from 007, he would be a good one. Sean Connery as well, he would
that's
be
right.
a good
He is
one.
dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he
No.
passed away. But he was also 91.
Well, that's a good
So
run. That's a really good fucking run.
Remember this upcoming January, if she makes it, Betty White will be 100 years old. So
Yeah, she's fucking 99, man. Holy fuck.
yeah, Stan Lee would be one now.
Oh my God. Stan was my next one after Chris Farley. Because, dude, I would if it was like, all right, as soon as you walk out the house, this Force Ghost disappears, I would just live in my house. I would not leave.
No, you wouldn't.
At least
I
for
work
a good
from home,
while.
so I don't have
I'd
to
have a
worry
good
about
couple
that.
days to where I'd be like, look, man, I'm getting as much info as I can, Stan. You don't need to eat. Keep going.
Who says he's going to want to talk to you that long?
He's a ghost. What else does he have to fucking do?
Anything but talk to you.
Fret not, true believer.
Fret not, true believer. You can fuck off.
Actually,
3
Matt,
hours
man,
of talking is enough for
I
me.
gotta go talk to Tupac, and
Look, kid, I got shit to do.
I gotta talk to
But, yeah,
Tupac
another-
and
like
Christopher
Stevie Ray
Reeves. I'm
Vaughan.
out.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi
Give me,
Hendrix
like-
is a good one.
Give me John Lennon. There's a lot of people that I would want to talk to.
Yeah, but that's a different end segment. We're talking actors right now. Musicians is a whole different.
they
different
all
fucking story.
had a dabble in it.
One that I would want to do too, just off the top of my head, Frank Sinatra and Elvis.
Frank Sinatra would be a good one for
Frank Sinatra would be really fucking good. Rat Pack, rubbing elbows, all that shit. It would just be such a
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal conversation where That
Absolutely.
was if you were talking about 3, that would be my 3 is, Chris Farley, Stan Lee, and Frank Sinatra. Big brother, you got any?
I don't really know people's names or actors. You see, I don't. No offense if you're an actor, I just don't care.
You know them, like Robin Williams was an actor.
Sure. I'll go with that one.
Let's see,
I
Robin
guess.
Williams. Who
Sure.
else is dead that you've seen? Sean Connery, you've seen him. He's dead.
I honestly, I thought he died a long time ago. But wow, he made it to 91. That's really good.
His penis didn't, but
Yeah, I mean, he stopped
What?
acting
Okay.
like 10 years ago. So,
what was his last role? Was it that one with Catherine Zeta-Jones to where he was supposed to be the seducer and he was
Or
a
the
cat
one where
burglar?
he was a writer.
No, that was Entrapment.
Okay.
And then Medicine Man was when he found the cure for cancer.
Dude, he
Occasionally, you just have to hit her.
really... yeah, he did
just-
say that.
He did say
When
that.
she
Fuck.
won't shut the hell up, you just have to slap her.
Sometimes you just have to hit her.
You just have to hit her.
Like, damn, man. Oof.
You're approaching it, Barbara.
Thank
I'm
God
gonna
he's
give you the, I'm gonna really slap you.
Thank God he's dead. Me too would have canceled that motherfucker.
He wouldn't care.
But, I mean, I think we got a bunch of good picks outside.
Ready? My last one.
Connery now.
Leslie Nielsen.
Ooh, yeah, man. That'd be
Shirley, you
great.
can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. But how is Steve Martin still alive? He's looked like he was 78 from literally since the 70s.
No, he's a vampire. Like Keith Richard died way before that. But
People say vampires
he's
aren't
still
real.
alive. He's still kicking. So like, yeah, he'll be here forever.
You know who the next one is? Paul Rudd. That motherfucker is 59. He is still playing a 30-year-old.
Who?
Ant-Man.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
There's no way Ant-Man is 59.
Pull it up on... He denied me. You need to pull it up now.
Rudd
I'm
age.
telling you right now. He's 50-fucking-9. And
He's 52. He's born in 1969.
I thought it was 59. Still,
No,
52.
Steve Carell's
He's
59.
146.
I go with Big Brother's age.
Will
146.
Ferrell's 54.
Well,
Like,
he
Will
was
Ferrell
born in
looks
Jersey.
60.
Yeah, he looks older than that. My point is, like, there are some people who are like, oh, I'm 72. Like, no, you are fucking not. There are
They're
some
called-
people like that.
yeah, they're
Paul
called
Rudd is
black
in that range. He doesn't look 52.
They don't
He's still
age.
playing that
So
30
Paul Rudd is the same age when Brian Dennehy did Cocoon.
You know what it
And-
was? This is what brought me to this thought. I saw the meme. It was like Paul Rudd is currently as old as Wilford Brimley was in this picture. And it was like Wilford
Yes.
Brimley, gray, a little bit of color right here. And I was like, holy fuck, we're going to look great when we're 90.
Paul Rudd didn't have diabetes.
Every room of my house had lead in it. That's how I made it.
You pussies don't have any
So
lead
I
in your
look
house.
this good. I take a big bite of lead every day.
And I wash it down with an asbestos smoothie.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the fucked up one.
When I worry
So,
about the
to talk
war.
to the actor, to talk to an actor or actress that as a Force Ghost, give me the girl who had an untimely death who played in Poltergeist, and I would love to find out what happened.
Oh, what was that one they made a movie about? It was like
What makes you
the
think
one that
she
was
would
like the
know?
filming of Superman and there was a murder.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be a fucking great one if we're going dark.
I would love to have like the inside scoop and be able to tell the story and let her soul
would
be put to
believe
rest, the kind of thing, you know? That
we
would
just,
be a good
we just do a live podcast. It'll be fine. It'll be recorded.
Who would believe you? I talk to their ghost. This isn't Elder Scrolls. The ghosts talk
I
to
ain't
me
afraid
and they
of
go,
ghosts.
"Oh, okay, we'll just believe the ghost." Yeah.
Hey, man, we're talking
What's
about
that? We just believe in the ghost.
we're talking about ghosts. Who knows? We might even talk
Um,
about Bigfoot in the future. You never know where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
La-
Yeah, what type
last
of car
one,
does he
last one
drive?
with Frank Oz because he created and voiced Yoda.
Okay,
Just saying.
Okay.
I'll allow
And
it,
he
man.
was also instrumental in helping creating the Ninja Turtles, the movie. So with all the animatronics. So
well, that makes
that too.
sense. Yeah, that's
He was
awesome.
An engineer.
We got a bunch of awesome choices. If you guys have some choices we didn't think of, or even if we thought of them, pop them in that comment section below on any of the medias that you will find this podcast eventually. Obviously, Internet Day, ASW is down, and it was fucking with us as well. But
Yes, Mako from Avatar. He was General Iroh.
Well, I was worried.
yes. So
Because he passed away at the end, in the middle of season 3.
Oh,
so that's
during
another
the
one.
episode when Appa was missing.
What's his face from The Crow?
Brandon Lee.
Yeah, you can talk to him.
I would love to talk to Bruce and Brandon Lee together.
I'm sorry, you only get one.
That would be a very different conversation. Like, how did you die? Well, gun incident. How'd you die? Well,
Gun incident.
It was a demon. Oh, okay.
oh,
All right.
okay. I just feel like that would be a Top Gear episode of two ghosts who got killed by a gun. Which is the fastest?
I'm fucking dead.
That would
That was
have
the
been
one
their
from The
next
Crow.
season if they did the regular show. Like,
Well, Jeremy, we're ghosts, so we couldn't touch the pedals or sit in the car.
it's
So
just the car sitting there, and they're not off.
they're not off. They're not.
That seems like a
They're
complete.
not going anywhere.
It seems like they're kind of bit.
Who's the fastest? None of them. They're dead.
So they're not going to be on then.
No, James will not be on.
And on that bombshell, we end off this podcast the same way every week with the thank yous. We want to thank you, Jesse Bell and the Old City Sports Network crew, for inviting us out to the podcast for cancer. It was an amazing time. We thank Frank Percy for joining us there, filling out a Triforce trifecta of our own. And, of course,
Frank One Punch Percy.
Mark Gervais, Moy Robinson, and Matthew Kennedy. We thank them all for liking, commenting, sharing, and supporting the podcast. Obviously, this is none other than a long, drawn-out goodbye. I am your host, Matthew Bugrell, the Matt Man. In the Projanger box, we have co-host Christopher Bristow, the old man, as well as our producer, big brother, Stephen Bucarell, and our mascot and hero of time, Link Diablo. And, of course, we love you. We miss you. We want to see you next week. Until then, game on, boys and girls. Bye-bye.
Oh no, we're gonna end it.
Shutting it off.
Oh God. All right. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Play on Batangas. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
Little booger.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm just had like a lack of energy last
I
couple
saw
days.
you yawning, man. Dude, I'm telling you.
Get some B12.
I'm telling you.
No,
I'm not
it's
fucking lying.
I got some
fucking
heavy
lying.
shit going on. It's not really that. I got some heavy shit going on at
But
work. It's just kind of taking a toll on me.
I'm saying in
You should
general.
also get a vitamin workup.
In general,
I've already increased the vitamin stuff.
Yeah.
That
In
but
general?
it's just
increase that B12, man. I have been doing it for about like a week now. Or no, a couple days.
Yeah,
Like 4 days about. And I mean, granted, the vacation helped as well. But I feel more of a steady energy throughout my day
Yeah, all
with
you
the
need
B12.
is like 2 or 3.
I mean, I was feeling so fucking run down.
it's more like emotional tired. I'm just emotionally spent in the last couple of days.
Well, I mean, that's understandable, but the B12 won't hurt. I mean, your emotions will still be scarred,
Like I
but
said,
you'll be full of vigor and energy.
I've already done that. Like physically, I'm fine. Like I feel good. I'm not sick anymore. I'm happy. I'm with everything else. It's just like it's just been a lot of shit going down at work, and it's just taking its toll on me. That's all.
Hey, man, I was there, but that's also where the vacation helped. But
Wow, you
also,
were at his work? You should have been at your work.
that's why I was on vacation at my work. I was going to his.
Okay.
That's why it's not good.
When he
I'm not
says
there
his,
anymore.
it means my house, but because I don't go into the office.
As I hop on over in the screen. Bloop, bloop, like that fucking that sock that Mario hopped in and he was jumping around. Podcast for cancer. Really awesome. I didn't get to like listen to the video that Jesse put up, but I saw he posted pictures of him giving the money from the charity benefit over, and that
Yep.
was really cool. I'm
Yeah.
glad we could be a part of it, even if the most important words that I said that night were, "Food is ready. Eat up, gang." And then
Yeah, right.
everybody got up. It was the first thing this man said that made sense, damn it. But it was
Yes,
really,
sir.
it was really cool. And even, I put it out through a couple people in the on my message channels that my goal for 2020 is for us to do a live event for charity. Do something like that for purge hangers and wall hangers would be really cool. And we could call it purganging for, and then enter charity here.
Yeah, we could.
And then it's a whole bunch of different charities we could do. Purganging for this. And have a whole bunch of different podcasters and wrestling event. I was talking to Mark. He's like, you could do podcast in the beginning and then a wrestling event at night. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, we were. I was talking to him earlier yesterday. Yeah. He mentioned that to me.
But I was thinking, like, man, that would be really cool if we could pull off an event like that by the end of next year, around this time next year, to have the event. Before the end of 2022. I think that we could. I think we could pull it off. The main thing is what charity. Because once you know what you're doing, now you have something. Hey, man, we want to do a charity for this, but we want to have a whole bunch of podcasters, a whole bunch of stuff. Like we talked about con. Why don't we throw a con for cancer or like a con for a charity event and have it Perjanger Con for this? Proceeds for ticket sales go to that. But I think my ultimate point is that we should do some kind of an event for a charity. And I think that's a nice attainable goal for us to do.
Yeah. You see what Connery posted today?
I forget the guy. I forget the guy's
George
name.
Martinez, yeah.
Yeah, the comic illustrator.
Yep.
Legendary for DC and Marvel. Yeah, that's a big loss. I've heard his name mentioned like over a bunch by like Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin on Fat Man Beyond on how like influential he was in comics, and that was before he died. So, that was a really big nerdy loss there, man. Yeah. Probably a little bit too soon to do any kind of benefit, but it was a really big hit to the nerd community there. I like how you're thinking outside the boxes, though.
All right,
That probably wasn't tied together.
We're going live. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Now we're live on Twitch and Facebook and the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
Friends.